I ask if everybody can silence, turn off their cell phones. Before we begin on statements from the public on agenda items, I would like to note for the record that we have 4 in testimonies regarding petition 2012-03 from the League of Women Voters, Richard Clyde, Bev Steely, James and Helga Hans. First up is Helen Hemis. Come up. And just as a reminder, we do limit public testimony to 3 minutes per item. Good morning, Ms. Hemis.
Good morning, Mr. Dill, Chairman and members of the Board of Ethics. My name is Helen Hemis. I'm a member of the League of Women Voters of Hawaii County. And I'd like to read our testimony for the record. The members of the League of Women Voters of Hawaii County support good governance. We also support employees' right to organize and citizens' participation in government. However, the League does not support using government resources, facility, equipment, and labor funded by taxpayer dollars for campaign purposes. As reported in the West Hawaii Today on August 1st, 2012, and in the Hawaii Tribune Herald on August 2nd, 2012, a violation of county and state codes of ethics allegedly occurred when government employees attended political campaign meetings during work hours at county facilities. The meetings reportedly occurred on 4 dates in July 2012 at 4 locations. These meetings were a violation of the Hawaii County Code of Ethics, Article 15, Section 283, Fair Treatment. No officer or employee shall use or attempt to use the officer's or employee's official position to secure or grant unwarranted privileges, including but not limited to the following. 3. Using county time, equipment, or other facilities for private business or campaign purposes. It was also reported that some meeting attendees, afraid of retribution, were discomfited over being lobbied to vote for specific candidates. The purpose of a code of ethics is to promote a high standard of conduct in government. The League of Women Voters of Hawaii County encourages the Hawaii County Board of Ethics to enforce Article 15, Section 283 of the Code of Ethics and prohibit the use of county facilities for campaign purposes. And this is submitted by our 2 co-presidents, respectfully, Donna Ova and Margaret Drake. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Up next, we have Ms. Cheryl King, speak on petition number 2012-03. Good morning, Ms. King.
Good morning. Good morning. As you know, my name is Cheryl King. I live in Kailua Kona, and I'm the one who submitted this petition. I believe that the county should promote fair political campaigns and elections and ensure that politics does not enter the workplace. Releasing county employees with pay to attend a meeting during which campaigning takes place violates this principle, as well as the Hawaii County Code, which clearly states that county time, equipment, or other facilities should not be used for campaign purposes. It is my contention that because these county employees were still being paid their hourly wages when they were released to attend this meeting, they were on county time and should be expected to adhere to the county code of ethics. I understand that because of the union contract, these county workers were not breaking any laws by attending a union meeting on county time. That is not the issue. The issue is that they broke the ethics code by attending an event at which campaigning took place, and as county employees, they granted unwarranted privileges to selected candidates who were invited to attend, and they discriminated against the candidates who were not invited to attend this event. County employees who had to listen to the campaign speeches, willingly or unwillingly, were not treating all candidates in a fair and impartial manner as required by the county code. I felt very badly for the county employees who did not want to have to listen to campaign speeches by union-endorsed candidates they themselves did not want to endorse. It was unethical for them to have been put in this position by both the union and the county, knowingly or unknowingly. It is difficult for them to speak out publicly for fear of reprisals or unpleasantness at work. Unfortunately, I could not find a clause in the Ethics Code which addressed that situation. I hope that the Ethics Commission will agree with my analysis that the Ethics Code has been violated and take steps to ensure that this does not happen again.
Thank you, Ms. King. And we will be conducting an initial review of your petition today. Do you mind providing that testimony, Ms. King, to Mary?
Certainly.
All right, thank you. Any other statements from the public on agenda items? All right, go ahead, fill it out.
I apologize, traffic and,
Yeah, can you fill that out first?
I'll fill it out.
Fill out.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hampton?
You get a 50-50 shot at it, sir.
Yeah, he asked if you reference a petition or agenda item you want to speak on. You don't, it says conflict ethics in
Yeah,
general.
what I will do, Chair, is I will address each one of them, and I will tell you when I'm making my segue. Although I won't be taking the whole time for each one of them, I pretty much have a comment on the general theme of today.
Okay,
And what,
so as long as you're aware of the rules regarding the time limits, you have the floor.
Yes, sir, thank you. My name is R.J. Hampton, and I represent myself. I'm here today because I think today's agenda is reflective of a serious problem we're having in our system today. I'm going to first attempt to make some sense of petition number 2012-02. And this one has to do in light of strong questionable appearances to the public. Part of ethics is about appearance. I'm here today to say that in the Zendo Kern matter, appearance seems to be very much at issue here. If one was to do the deep reading of what was before the Planning Commission that day on May 3rd, one would say that there was a lot at stake for the community of the new district of District 5. The statements didn't seem to have what I would consider to be a fair attitude. Quotes like, "before we get into it." As a citizen, I find it very disturbing that an individual, especially the chair, would start off the entire meeting by saying, "before we get into it," as if, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. It was that day a very emotional day. I believe that it is there that a chair has a responsibility to put a cap on that emotions and to deal with the facts of the case, which was very carefully pointed out by the Planning Commission. I want to tell you, Chair, that my feelings that day, being in the minority, that I would say honestly, and if you were to do the deep reading on the entire case, you would come away with the conclusion that I came with, and I was videotaping, and also a citizen who resides in the district in which the conflict was occurring. From the moment that that meeting started, it was like, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the engines. I have to be out of here by 3 o'clock, and I've already done as much as I can for the other district that I will soon be representing. So let's get on with this. Emotions, unethical ethical manipulation, begging the question and not finishing his sentence, which was, I checked with Corporation Counsel and I do not need to recuse myself. That's very fine. But then he says, and no. No what? Never finished the sentence. No conflict of interest, although I'm a friend, although I did sit here, although I've been on the commission since 2009, I should be aware of these issues if I had read. So I'm going to move on as to how I feel. Appearance, conflict, I mean, we're talking moral philosophy here. We're not talking legalism or criminalism or anything like that. I want you to set the standard, raise the bar, because we got a lot of new people. Now I'm going to pass on to the Yagong. It's a silly distraction.
Okay. So
All right, so
for
now
the
we're
record,
on to...
Hold on, for the record, you're not going to be providing testimony on communications 4A.
Yeah, thank you. Because I got out of the car and raced in here, I'm hoping I'm making some sense. Our chairperson considers what he is coming here today and what we are considering a silly distraction from more important issues. Again, here's the bar. Here's where you, as people who are supposed to judge people's conduct and behavior and how it appears to us, you are the bar. Here's where the buck stops. To say that someone in the community bringing a charge forth is a silly distraction from more important things is again begging the question. It's unethical political manipulation. That's for you to decide. Now, do I know what your job is? Oh yeah. You're the people who volunteered to say, RJ, I'm going to protect you from the oppression of the majority, and I'm going to protect you from the retribution that may come, the reprisal from speaking out about what you believe to be true and what you believe to be the course of this government as they conduct themselves doing the public's business. So I addressed, and when I read that he considers this a silly distraction, I feel something is amiss that they're not understanding when they took the training in ethics. Now, who am I to speak like this? Why, I have a lot of experience. I was legislative aide for Emily Naoli, and if there is anybody who knows what your job is, I have seen you in action. And I applaud your ability to maintain your appearance of civility and equality. That I want to say. Now, the other one in terms of, whew, please, kid, tell me what the other one was. I got my notes here.
You will be moving on to the petition number 2012-03.
Yeah. That's the one about the county employees. Now here we talk about blurred vision. This is where your job is going to be to draw the line. And what's beautiful about this is we got the press here. And it's your job today to impress the press on what the Ethics Commission is about, what your job is, because you called the shot on how our public officials conduct themselves. And my last thing I want to say, as I sum it all up, because I think you get the gist of what this citizen believes your job is. This isn't to confer criminality charges or to start telling people they're bad. Yours is to take it. And I remember something that Lincoln Ashita said to me, who I believe gave me, as a legislative aide, that gas and the, how you say, meter to know when to not do something. He said, RJ, use the refrigerator. I think he said ice box sphere. He said, when you go to clean out your ice box and you have stuff laying around in there for years, like friends and other things, businesses, contracts, things like that, associates, what you need to do is sniff every last one of them. If it smells funny, don't keep it. If it smells funny, throw it out. He says, use this. If you have to come to me and ask me whether you should do something, which is what they all should have done, every last one of these people that is here today, considering the ethics, don't do it. For 2 years, I carried that thought. You never saw me, and I think you saw less of my boss, because we got it. And that's what I want you today to convey to the community, what it means to end up here in this seat justifying your behavior and conduct. And please do not allow these people who come up here that you interrogate or you question to beg the question or use emotion as their reason and rationality for what it is that they did or did not do. Thank you.
All right, thank you, RJ, for your testimony. Okay, got one more. Kerri Marks. Okay, you will be providing testimony on a letter dated 8/31. You have the floor. Thank you.
Aloha, good morning. I'd also like to testify on the petition number 2012-03 first, and I'll be brief on all of them. Asking county employees to attend any sort of campaign event is absolutely unethical and wrong. That's all I have to say about that. You shouldn't have to think about that too hard at all. That was terrible. We should smack them for that. As far as the letter goes, about Dominic helping move some boxes around the office, that's not an ethical problem. That's a guy trying to help move some boxes around. So that shouldn't take you very long to figure out either. And on the petition 2012-01 about Ikeda and Onishi, it's still wrong to not do your job. I testified about that before. I was on the mainland for your second go around across the hall there, so I missed that one, but I'm here again to tell you that that is still a valid petition. It's still unethical. You need to show up and do the job you're elected to do. That's it. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. All right, if we don't have any more statements from the public on the agenda items, we'll move on to agenda item 3, approval of the regular session minutes, August 8, 2012 Board of Ethics meeting. Board members, have you had a chance to review the regular session minutes?
Yes, I know they be accepted as. Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? I'd just like to thank Mary for a good job on this. All right, there's no more discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay, next item. Agenda item number 4, communications, letter dated 8/31/2012. To the Board of Ethics from State Office of Elections alleging that a county officer may be inappropriately involved in the operations of the Hawaii County Elections Office. Also attached, the Board of Ethics 9/5 response. All right, board members, do you have you had a chance to review the letters and the corresponding requests from Mr. Scott Nago for this board to initiate an investigation into this matter?
Yes, because this is a letter coming from someone off island and not a direct petition, what sort of action should we be taking?
Well, what I recommend we do, because this does involve our rules and any further proceedings that we might take on this matter will need to be clarified from our counsel. I strongly recommend that we quickly go into executive session to consult counsel regarding our powers and rules, and if we can clarify that in executive session, we can maybe discuss it further in regular session.
I'll move to go into executive session for the purpose of consulting the council.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, opposed? be going to executive session and resume shortly. Thank
That
you.
means we have to do that, right?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Bill, could I do this executive session?
Sorry? No, we'll be back.
You have to go out. They do this a lot. We have to go out.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
Are you videoing that just for yourself or?
I'm going to post it on YouTube for the world to see.
Great.
Come. Yes.
Spell your name. I'm Dave Smith from Big Island now.
Hi, Dave. I'm Kerri.
How do you spell that?
Kerri.
Yeah.
Marks.
Okay, so, okay.
Yeah. Kerri, no E.
No, okay. All right, thank you. And you're from this side of the island?
I am from Hilo. Come on us.
Thank you.
Sure, thanks. They do this all the time at Ethics. They kick us out. They'll have like 3 executive sessions during the morning. We go in, we go out, we go in, we go out. I didn't even know how to fill out the form. Usually you put resolution number blah blah blah. It's like there's a letter date, so that's what I wrote. Letter dated 8/31. That's stupid. Why? How did I do that? That's. Look down the side. Look down the side of her blog and see who's her advertisers. She's gone. She is yellow
We were actually started by a radio
She's staying around kids are the same.
The radio is a little bit.
And Emmy, I think, is really right on. And she's a good friend of my granny. My granny. She's got good friends. Yeah. That's why I would take Emmy's side only based on the kind of friends kind of picked. She's just.
Stop this.